Guess what she didn't have? Sales. She had all this stuff done, all these tactics done, but no sales.
In 2026, the rules of starting a business in New Zealand have changed. The mistakes founders used to survive on will destroy them now. In this episode, 3 of New Zealand's top entrepreneurs break down the 3 mistakes you must avoid if you want your business to work. Marketing guru Scott Wilson, Tim Warren, founder of Ambit, a $30 million AI company, and well-respected branding expert Steve Ballantyne. They will teach you everything from building the wrong thing to going too broad to burning cash on models that can't survive. If you're starting a business next year, this could save you thousands.
The mistake we probably made early on was trying to be too wide.
I had a big business, I had a lot of staff, I had a lot of salaries. These days I run a very lean team.
She had business cards. Guess what she didn't have? She had all this stuff done, all these tactics done, but no sales. And I talked to her and I said, well, how many people have you actually talked to about what you do? She goes, no one. And I said, well, hang on, let's take a minute. Because here's what a lot of business owners need. They actually need an order form and they need to go and talk to 10, 20, 30, 40 people that can give them some money. You know, if they've actually got a good product and it suits this target market, you should be going and talking to people first, not creating something. And I learned this lesson real hard. I left a really good job and I started selling plastic toothpicks. What an opportunity. And this was a long time ago. And it was an advertising play on the plastic toothpicks. Anyway, I got kicked out of a bar by this business owner, by the bar owner. But one thing he said to me on the way out, and he said, see this laddie, and he's holding up a pint of beer. People want this. See this laddie? And he held up a wooden toothpick. People need this. People buy what they want, not what you think they need. So get that out. And it struck me, and it's never left me. And it was probably one of the biggest marketing lessons I was lucky enough to get starting out. Is people buy what they want, not what you think they need. Too many people go and create stuff that they think the market needs. And this is what I would say to a young entrepreneur. Don't create something you think people need. Go and talk to people with an order form and say, hey, I'm creating this. Would you buy it? Is this a want? Too many people do it the other way because they like to get in busy work. I'm building this, I'm building that. In reality, you end up building nothing. That lady, she went and spoke to 20 people. She made 10 sales. 3 years later, she sold that business for money.
How did you actually market yourself? The marketing guru?
Yeah.
How did the marketing guru market themselves?
Back in the day, we did a lot of seminars, a lot of workshops. And what I loved about that is just face-to-face, talking to people and we'd have an offer at the end of those seminars. We do a lot of free ones. So we'd deliver just value in advance. And one of my core beliefs and values is give value in advance, right? And we just deliver value, give them opportunities, show them what's happening, show them what's working.
So if I'm a 25-year-old young entrepreneur, it's just about to start my thing, and I'm super confused about how do I even get people to trust me and work with me and know me. How do I even get into the space of running a seminar? Because I want to pause on that. You mentioned seminar and webinars, that's good. How do you even do that?
Do a seminar or just get business?
Maybe we can go with the seminar.
Yeah.
And why would you pick a seminar? There's so many other different things people can do as a marketing strategy. Yeah. You've got you tell me what sort of things people can do.
Here's the thing. How many people are doing seminars today? They're probably not, right? They've all gone this way. You should be going that way. And the thing is with AI and all this sort of stuff, more and more people are going to start creating content that's all the same. So you should be doing something different. And a workshop and seminars could be the one thing that makes you stand out. One thing, you have to know what you're talking about. No point getting up there if you don't know what you're talking about. But if I was starting out again though, I would definitely do that. But I'd also do short form video content because it builds know, like, and trust. People, you get a chance to share your character, you get a chance to build chemistry, and you get a chance to demonstrate credibility, and that is what short form video content can do. So
when it comes to you starting out your business, you went for the digital world, trying to help people out there in the world. You were like, okay, well, a seminar and a webinar would be good, and you also talked about short video content. What else? What maybe if we just go back to what other strategies did you use? And I want to also take you to the present day now and compare the strategies and what you're doing right now to help your business. So what else did you do at the start?
What else were we doing at the start? We were running our own ads, so we're spending money. Massive believer in, like, you can't be, like, especially as a marketing company,
right.
You cannot be telling people to spend money on ads if you're not spending money on ads. It drives me nuts how many people don't actually market themselves.
How did it help you at the time?
Just like the more people that knew us, the more people with the eyeballs we're getting in front of. My grounding, I guess I was lucky enough not to go to university. So I learned marketing on the streets, right? I learned from entrepreneurs who were doing it. One thing I started to realize in marketing and in business, and it was a formula, and I've put this formula together, and it's basically consistency of message plus frequency of reach to become relevant. The more relevant you are to the stage where the person's at, the more sales you will make if you're in front of that right target market. The challenge is most businesses don't have a consistent message. They don't have a clear and compelling message. That's even so much more important today. You're going to have the one thing that makes you king or queen today, because AI is going to make things so much more noisier. So if you don't stand out, you're dead in the water. And then you have to have that frequency of reach, and that's what advertising gave us. Frequency of reach to be in front of people time and time and time again.
Well, what about the biggest business mistakes that you've made with that startup back in the day? What do you recall?
Biggest mistakes, definitely hiring the wrong people. I got told a couple of times, please hire this person, give this person a role.
From who? From
just from other people that I was doing business with. And I wish I had trusted my gut and not hired them, because that can take a toll on you, as far as, obviously having to let someone go, but also just having to unravel all that as well, especially in that selling environment. People bring on the wrong clients. So that was definitely a big one. Probably another mistake is not spending enough money on marketing.
Yourself?
Yeah, we definitely weren't spending enough money, advertising ourselves. We were spending money, but we could have been spending more, and I think that's the thing, the advice I give to people today is, hey, what's the runway that you've got, right? Really understand, hey, this is the money I have, and here's how long I need it to work for, because, I realized, hey, we were bringing in customers. We could have bringing in a lot more customers if we were spending more money, getting in front of them.
We created a platform on which you could have just about any conversation. And when I look at it now, if we really narrowed into the types of companies that we were going to talk to, like if I picked this today, we were back in 2016, I would have said, let's just do retail.
Right.
Just retail, and we won't even have the other conversations. Now, Amazon sold books really well, and then they found that what it takes to sell books can also sell shoes. So they bought Zappos, I think it was. And then they're like, well, if we could do books and shoes, maybe we can do anything. And now they sell everything, right? Including cloud storage and all kinds of things that didn't exist when they started.
Yeah.
So I wish we'd started with more focus.
What's the benefit of narrowing down?
So if you've only got X amount of work, time and ability to focus on anything, if you go after 10 niches, you're not really a niche player. You can only go 10% of the depth. If you go after one, you can put 100% of that one thing.
I love how summer is just around the corner here in New Zealand, which means one thing, let's get out there and have some fun on the beach. Who wants that? I do. My friend Jürgen at Hibiscus Jet Ski is giving away free jet ski rides for 2. I tried it, I loved it, and I thought what a great way to get out of my comfort zone. Yep. If you want to be in to win, click the link in the description to enter. Tell me why people should stick around and invest in learning from Tim Warren.
Yeah, so I think the key thing to know when you're starting or leading a business, especially if you're starting a business, it will not go the way you plan it. But if you don't plan, you're going to fail. And a lot of business leadership and starting a business, founding a business, is about how you react in the moment. Now, you don't learn that in the moment. You learn it from all of the time. That's the experience. And a lot of the time, the wisdom, which I've heard referred to as the thing that you get just after you need it, that's what you train. It's this kind of leadership muscle, if you will, which you have to train when you're not expecting it, when you're not ready.
Or if someone listening going, I haven't got such a big shot like company or a lot of investment, but I want to start a business, or I want to grow my business, I want to scale it and get some of those early case studies to prove ROI. I want to look at risk. How do they, any advice that you got for that?
Yeah, well, risk is something that you can choose to take. So with ROI, for instance, in fact, it was a quote I used to give. People would say, oh, we want to do this interesting research project, but I want to show the ROI up front. And I would say results come at the end of the process with research. They don't come at the beginning. So if you want it at the beginning, what you're looking to do is actually minimize risk. If you're prepared to wait till the end, you're prepared to take some risk. That means you need to invest now, then you bring in time, and then you get a return. But you don't know what the return will be. The longer the time and the riskier the thing you're taking on, the bigger the potential outcome of a variation of returns, and that's what we call risk in financial markets. If you've got a predicted outcome, low risk. If you've got a downside or an upside risk, that's risk, and that is potential return as well. If you're small, a way that you can do that is you do have time, and even though everything seems urgent when you're starting a business, I would really recommend working with a good named business.
I had a big business. I had a lot of staff. I had a lot of salaries. These days I run a very lean team. So if bad shit happens now, it's not a major, because we're not exposed to having high staff numbers, high overheads. So we're in a position now where good things happen, fantastic. We make really good money on it. Bad things happen, we don't lose our shirt. We're not getting into loss-making territory. So I've really designed a business model that, whilst it can't ride the heights of a bigger business and make a whole lot more money, we very rarely lose money in a month. Whereas when I had a bigger agency, we'd have months we'd make 60, 70 grand, and then months where we'd lose 30, bad months. So I just decided I didn't really want to be running that sort of model anymore.
Do you think this model do you think people need to be paying attention to doing business differently and having a leaner model that is a better way of doing business?
Yeah, absolutely. Like one of the big things with AI, as you know, which is something that I'm into in a big way, somebody said, and I'm not sure who said this, whether it was Sam Altman or Elon Musk, I can't remember, but somebody made the comment that AI is going to enable the first one-person billion-dollar company. And I do believe that. Like even in the business we have quite lean staffing. We use contractors, but I've also built a number of custom GPTs to actually help produce the work that we produce. So I sort of feel our model now, we really require about half the staff we would have done 10 years ago to do similar level of billings. So I'm a great believer in using AI to, really enhance productivity and reduce overhead.
What can you, if someone here, like a 30-something-year-old, maybe 30-year-old, they might have done a bit of research, maybe not, but they want to understand the first steps that it takes to actually have an AI, like a business that is solely automated through AI. What can you advise that person?
So the first piece of advice that I would give them is, firstly, we need to think about the name of AI, which I think is bad. Artificial intelligence. It basically makes you think it's going to take over your brain. Somebody said a better name for AI is augmented intelligence. It's there to supplement your thinking and amplify it and augment it, not replace it. If you were 35, I think the thing I would do, and I have done that already, is, is opt for a simpler model. So go from what I did, having the big team line, a lot of overheads, to a simpler model where, you don't have those high overheads every month you have to meet. You can get out there and build your brand. Opt for a simpler model. Take the view that AI is going to help somebody build the first one-person, $1 billion company. So have a simpler model. Use AI assistants, custom GPTs, contractors to work with me.
But you still have to have human, though. You can't really build $1 billion without other humans.
No, well, yes.
Can you?
Yeah, possibly you could.
Okay.
In terms of full-time employees. I was watching a video the other day of a guy, he's doing quite well. I can't even remember what category he's in, but he's got a team of 15 and they're all virtual. He's got 15 virtual AI agents. He's got 15 AI agents that perform different functions in his business.
Yep.
Finance one, marketing one, writer.